Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming again. How many people were here last year? Sorry about that. I said fuck a lot. I watched the video. I really did feel bad. And I saw from a bunch of tweets that people were saying, hey, that guy was funny, or that guy was crazy, or that guy has a dodgy haircut. And I thought that I needed to come back here today to prove to you that I'm more than a cheap joke. Although looking at my slides, I'm not sure if that's going to work. So I thought I'd talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is about being an entrepreneur. But I've tied it into a concept that I've called the Silicon Valley myth. Now, to me, entrepreneurs are kind of different from regular business people. We have a slightly different motivation that drives us. And I think primarily it comes from one of two things. We look at problems and we either want to fix one or we want to fill a gap. Yeah? For me, the primary motivation for entrepreneurs is either to fix a problem or to fill a gap. Sure, this is an oversimplification and there's amazing curve-jumping ideas that go out there, but I think this is right for the most part. I think that we're driven by hate, yeah? So we like to look at things and think that, you know, that is shit. And if it's shit, I can do a better job. So this is a badge I want to make for myself. Now, I know this is true. I know it's true. I understand it in the context of my own business, you know? I own a company called Missing Link, and Missing Link is a presentation strategy company. I used to be a roadie. I used to tour with rock bands like Iron Maiden. I designed the lights for the intelligent lights for the world tour. Bon Jovi. I even did a tour of duty with Roxette. Anybody go to see that last night? Keep your hands down. Keep those hands down, yeah? Because I know there's people in here that wait to see it. Jason Begley, where are you? Yeah. But yeah, now, here's an actual slide. This is taken from the Wall Street Journal. It was an article that was tweeted around quite a bit about a month ago. And this is an example of a slide. And apparently on this slide somewhere exists, I shit you not, exists the solution to the problem in the Middle East. Yeah? The problem was that no one could find it. Like, everyone's looking at it and say, well, what do we do? Ah, fuck it, we'll just shoot them, yeah? Because that's about all we could get from this. And I realized that there had to be a better way. I used to sit in the back and doing these rock shows. I used to sit in the back when we would do the corporate gigs and watch people and think, this is absolutely ridiculous. How am I having to go through this every day? And the audience is bored stiff. So I started a presentation company to solve problems like these ones. And I also know it's true. To give you a more real-world example, behind me, what is this? Check, what is this? What is this? Do you know what that is? No, it's Mr. Winkles. Yeah. It's a button-up fly, right? Button-up fly, great entrepreneurial invention. Do you know who designed the button-up fly? Who invented that? Yeah. Dude, what did you say? It has to be a woman, yeah? Based on their hatred of? What? Men, bitches, yeah? Based on your hatred of men. Because let me tell you how it used to be, right? So before, we go to a rock show, and we're walking along, and we decide, like, we have to have a pee, and then the chicks are all in the queue, because they always had it in a queue to pee. We would walk past them, yeah, and go there. Boom, done, walk past them. Wash hands, done, yeah? Some woman at Levi's thought, enough of this tomfoolery, and she put buttons in jeans. Now we walk past, how's it? Are you? Cool. Sweet. 5 minutes later, your arse is halfway out there, and then you get a complex because you think, fuck, everyone's looking at me. So you grab your willy and you try to stretch it longer than you possibly can. And while I'm on the topic of peeing, I have another thing I hate, right? So, back in the day, cavemen, hunters, gatherers, when we wanted to pee, it was an easy affair, yeah? We killed the wildebeest, we stab it, we pick it up, we put it over our shoulder, we're like, I need a pee. Finished, done, clean, a little bit messy, drippy. You can't do that anymore, yeah? Because your rhinos are too thin. So you're standing there like, shh, and both dudes on the side of you are like, dude, really? Really? We're like, sorry, man. So then you try the up-down method, like, and oh, fuck, yeah? And it's terrible. So I want to start a movement, a net profit first, if you will. And we're going to call this milking the cow, yeah? From now on, when you pee, when you finish, milk it. Like this, milk it. And there's another reason, gentlemen, that you need this. Is anybody here wearing beige pants? Okay, because your willy knows when you're wearing beige pants. Inside your willy exists a ninja drip. okay? Now, the Ninja Drip, the job of the Ninja Drip is to analyze when you're wearing beige pants and to stand there and you finish peeing and you start shaking. It's like, we're steady, and it's holding on, steady, and you're shaking, and it's like, steady, and then you're like, good, I got it. You pull up your pants, Ninja Drip patch on your pants. Ladies, if you don't think it's happened to your boyfriends or husbands, I'll tell you when you know. It's when they walk out of the toilets and they're like, oh, the hand dryer didn't work, you know? Oh, fucking hell, look at this. So, entrepreneurs were driven by hate. But the thing for us is that we're also dreamers, yeah? We have dreams. We walk into things and we look at things and we say, that's terrible. And we dream about being billionaires and we dream about changing the world. And it happens, it always has some loose basis. Sorry, this thing's falling a bit. It always has some loose basis in reality. So, for example, the other day I was at Woolies, and I was standing behind these two grannies in the queue, and the one granny was telling the other granny about this pillow that stopped her husband from snoring. I was like, made a mental note of it, that's a good pillow to have, yeah? So I went home that night and I had this dream. And it was awesome, but where it got not awesome is after I finished my skommel, because then I remembered the grannies again, yeah? And you never want to have that mindset in there. But I always dreamt about starting a business and changing things and doing good things, and you know, that was really the driving force for me. Now, most of the dreams and cues we get nowadays come from articles like this. We log on every morning, we open up TechCrunch, and this is where we get our granny cues from. Location-based mobile advertising company raises 20 million bucks. Twitter to buy TweetDeck for 50 million. Self-publishing site Helium raises 10 million. Done deal, Skype, 8.5 billion. Yeah, what, Duncan, I think, said yesterday that's twice the value of NTT bought Dimension Data for. That's a pretty staggering number. So we wake up in the morning and we look at this, and this gives us the premise for our dream, that we want to be one of those guys up there. We want to sell our company. Now, when I started missing for this amount, the myth is this, though. The myth is that you go into the Silicon Valley now, and you have a look, and you look at every road and every street, you're going to see 1 or 2 billionaires. But you know what? In every road, in every building where 1 billionaire exists, there are thousands of bankrupt dreamers, yeah, who are flipping burgers. And it's a problem for me. We shouldn't be looking at the anomaly in order to set our own goals and targets. We need to set more realistic targets. You know, when I started Missing Link, I was hungry and I was driven. But I wasn't hungry to sell out for millions. I was hungry to change things. I was hungry to make presentations better for people and for a corpus, and I definitely wanted to make money at the same time. But more importantly, on the money topic, what I was hungry for was food. Because when you start a business by yourself, yeah, you eat fucking 2-minute noodles. This is the single biggest motivator in the history of the world, yeah? Because there is nothing more motivational than going home to another packet of 2-minute noodles that makes you wake up the next day and decide, tomorrow, I try harder. Yeah? And one of the problems is when we do go and we raise all this VC up front, and my problem is not venture capital, and I want to be clear on that now. I definitely believe it has its role. But when we do sit in Easy Street for a while and we don't get to feel the pain of the 2-minute noodles, it's a problem. And you know what? It didn't kill me. And that's a good thing, because according to Henry Rollins, what doesn't kill you makes you a funny motherfucker most of the time, yeah? Most of the time. So I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad to struggle when you start your business. In fact, I think it is admirable and it is noble to feel a bit of the pain when you start your business. Let's look at VC. I was flying back from New York last week, and I read in this month's Inc. magazine, highly recommended, by the way, the US spent $21.8 billion on VC in 2010. $21.8 billion, yeah? That is up 20% from the year before. That is a staggering, staggering amount. Now, I wanted to take a quick look at where some of this money could have gone. Have any of you, who's got an iPhone or an Android device? Of course you do, yeah. How many of you have seen the app Color, C-O-L-O-R? How many of you have installed it? Okay, good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fuck with the Silicon Valley right now, okay? And I'll tell you how you're going to do it. Do me a favor, quickly go to the App Store, and if you can, download it for me. And I'll tell you why. So search for color, download the app. It's 100% free, of course, because why would they want to sell you something of value? That would be ridiculous. Okay, so now what happened is color.app was launched recently, and the purpose of the application is quite nice. The idea is that in a social context, the idea of contextual connection, which I'm a big fan of, is that I could walk up to a place and I could take a photo. And what it does is it would connect me to other individuals for a period of 2 weeks that took a photo at that place at that time. So we're instantly connected simply because we took photos. Now, there's a slight problem with this. And the problem is the assumption that I actually give a shit about other people's photos. I don't even want to see photos of people I like. In fact, never, top tip, you get invited to a wedding. You do not visit the bride and groom for at least 3 months. Because if you go there before 3 months, you're looking at those bloody photographs, yeah? And probably the video as well. So, but you know what? I understood, I downloaded the application. I thought it was a nice idea, and let me try it. And I took some photos in different areas. I went to Sandton, down in Cape Town, lots of different places, trying to take photographs, nothing. I never once found anybody else. The only time I actually managed to get a connection on color was when me and a guy across the table from each other spoke about it and said, okay, let's take photos of each other. And we did that. It was a bromance moment. But I then was lucky enough to be in New York last week, and I thought, okay, we're in Times Square. Now, do you know how many people are in Times Square every day? They estimate 1.6 million people go through Times Square every day. 1.6 million people. This is Samantha, the managing director of Missing Link. And this is a photo I took of her. Do you know how many connections I managed to make? So a 2-week period of connections on color with other people that use the application to take a photograph in Times Square, 1.6 million people a day times 14. Do you know how many other people use the app? Nobody. Nobody. Now, why you should be embarrassed? Because do you know how much money these guys raised in funding for one application? $41 million. $41 million was raised by this company to create a fucking iPhone application. That shit is not okay. It is not. It is actually fundamentally wrong. And do you know what the saying is? The saying in the Silicon Valley is, but never, we don't back the horse, the product. We back the jockey. Yeah, I know all 4 of the founders of this company had done really well before. You know what they should be doing? They should be questioning the validity of the race, because there is very little validity in this product as it stands now. Context for that amount of money, that is 709,000 million rand and 60 cents. Yeah? So what we're going to do just now, because no one's using it, we're going to all take photographs with it today, okay? We're going to go fuck, yeah? We're going to take photos of everything. Take photos of a cup of tea. Take photos of anything. Somewhere in Silicon Valley is a dude monitoring a screen like, dude, come over here. Oh my God. We're tipping in Africa. We're tipping in Africa. And they will see it because there's nothing else happening on this network. Now, yeah. Well, that's my first ever slow clap. I feel like I'm in a high school movie. Anyway, so rad. So that's a lot of money. Now, I want to say that there is better ways of doing things, yeah? If we turn around and make the VC money that we invest and that we spend, and if we turn around, or in fact, as entrepreneurs, and we utilize the VC money that we're given as a spark plug instead of the fuel, I think good things can happen. If we turn around and say, we can use just this amount of money, and we can use it to start something, and then once we have momentum, we create a flywheel, and we start building a business from there. And it can be done. And you know how I know it can be done? Because it was done by 2 of my friends, yeah? 2 very, very smart mofos sitting in the room at the moment, yeah? This is, you know, Nick and Vince, look at them there. And I mean, they got the bitches already, you know? Respect. And this is at their party. Now these guys, Justin and the rock stars from 40i, they saw something there, and they gave these guys just enough to get going. Yeah, they said, here we go, we'll invest in you, you go off and you make things happen. Great move. What these guys did, they were profitable within 4 months. Unheard of, yeah? They had 1 million users within 8 months. This is Nick. Look at Nick's face when he found out that he hit 1 million users. Hey, how many users do I have? You have 1 million. What? 1 million? I don't understand. Tell me again. 1 million. Yeah, 1 million. Now, What we do know, though, is the clear winner at this event, at the Mo Tribe Millions event, was Charles Miller's upper lip. That guy is quite literally putting the Mo in Mo Tribe, yeah? I've never met this guy, but I actually want to kiss him with tongue, because that is a seriously awesome upper lip. Anyway, that's another first, yeah? I've never said I'm actually going to come snog a woman now quickly, just to get back. You, watch yourself, yeah? Right, okay. Now, another example. Blogs. Love blogging, been doing it for years. These are two of my current blogs. One is hosted on Posterous. It's called Oh My Fucking Shit Fuck, This Is Awesome. P.S. I Banged Your Mom. You can lose the P.S. I Banged Your Mom. Somebody's phoning me, it's vibrating in my pocket. Yeah. You can lose the P.S. I Banged Your Mom. The URL is just Oh My Fucking Shit Fuck, This Is Awesome.com, if you're wondering. And then the other one is on Tumblr. It's called The Traveling Toy. When I went to New York last week, my 8-year-old son was really sad and he was crying. He said, Daddy, I want to come with you. And I said, I'm sorry, big boy, you're off to Mauritius. You know, I'll see you in 10 days. He said, oh, Daddy. And he ran away and I thought I was heartbroken. And he came back and he brought me a little toy helicopter and he said, Daddy, take this with you and play with the helicopter every day. And if you play with the helicopter, I know you're thinking of me. So I took the helicopter, I started a blog, and everywhere I went around, I took a photo of the little helicopter in context of where I was, including at the stage of the conference I was in with Jared Leto sitting in the background, which is pretty rad. My son didn't know who Jared Leto is, but I told him he was a rock star. He was like, fuck yeah. He did not say that, yeah. Now, interesting thing for me is if you set up a blog with Posterous, very, very easy. You send an email, it comes back to you, it's set up, it's nice and easy. You get in there and you get into a dashboard. And on this dashboard, you farm around a little bit and choose settings. It's not that, user preferences, and you go down and eventually you find a bit where you can enter into themes. And when you get into themes, you see a whole range of themes on there. Now, there's an interesting price point here. You see, when Posterous launched, I couldn't understand what their business model was. But then all of a sudden, an announcement happened that Posterous was introducing themes. And I thought, genius. Free if you're using the bare bones, premium if you're theming it. Brilliant idea, right? Wrong. They were giving it away. Every single one of these themes is 100% free. David from Mobox was telling me that a number of times he's actually approached them and said, guys, why don't we do a revenue share? Why don't we sell this? And they say no, and they pay him in full. In full. We're paid in full for the themes. So I thought this was strange. And Tumblr, slightly different. You create a Tumblr account, you push the next button and it says, congratulations, you started a blog, and then you have access to this. Now, if you can see on this link, you've got two options. $49 at the top, and then if you scroll down, you get to the free themes. So you have to scroll through all the really, really good, expensive, nice $50 themes before you get to the free ones, which are also amazing. By the time you get there, you think, but I really like the one I saw earlier. So within 5 minutes of getting involved in Tumblr, I had spent 350 Rand on a theme. Yeah, the one at the bottom there. Now, the amazing thing here is they've created a buying relationship with me. We have invested money. I've given them money, so if they want to introduce something later, I'll be very comfortable with doing that. This is a psychological theory called pre-decisional dissonance, and it's very, very powerful. So I asked myself, why would Posterous not be wanting to charge money? Why are Posterous not interested? And I realized this. I realized it because I'm not the customer, and the blog ain't the product. Yeah? The company is. The company is the product. The purpose of Posterous is simple. Build up enough users, build up enough blogs, and send, and then sell the entire package to somebody else for more money. That is not noble. Their only problem they are solving is the fattening of their own wallets, and it's not okay. Look, I'm not an over-idealistic guy, and I want to be as rich as the next person, but we need to try create meaning with the companies that we are founding. It is a responsibility for us to do that. I invested a lot of time and energy in a company called Bantam Live recently, a CRM solution. Both companies moved across to it and my speaking business. And it was a free service and it was amazing and I was loving it until one day I got an email saying, congratulations, we've been bought out. That was actually okay. And then a month later, we're sorry to let you know that we're canceling our service for a year. So I must not communicate on my business for a year using their solution, and then they'll give me a discount on the new version when they launch again. And the reason is that I wasn't the product, yeah? I was simply the asset that was there to be sold, yeah? And that's what you are. When you sign up, nobody's giving you anything for free. When we sign up to these free services everywhere, you understand that you and your data and your information has become an asset for somebody to sell once. That's wrong, yeah? I want to know when we became so fucking greedy. I want to know why am I embarrassed? I'm busy looking now at somebody buying a share of one of my companies for an amount that when I told my mom, she nearly fell off the chair. But I'm embarrassed to tell my friends because I feel that they'll think that it isn't worth the effort. Yeah? And I don't want to be that embarrassed. I want to be happy that I paid off cars and houses and that my kids go to a good school. And I think that should be something that we're looking at. And then I turn around and look at the good things that my companies are doing, and I want to be proud about that. So I want to look at this greed that we're building, and I want to change things. And I think this group can. I think the Silicon Cape can make a decision to do things differently. But the only way we can do that is if we stop thinking like the Silicon Valley. The Silicon Valley, the silicon in Silicon Valley, 1971, that's when the name was coined. And it was coined because people were creating microprocessors in the area. And the primary component of microprocessors is silicon. Yeah? The only reason I ever want to hear the word silicon nowadays if it's in a conversation about tits. Yeah? This is it. It boggles my mind that we're taking this cue. We are making ourselves the tech equivalent of Nollywood. That's not to say it's not successful, Nollywood, but it's to say that I want to be an original. I think we have the opportunity in South Africa to create new rules and things, yeah? And more importantly, why are we taking our cues from a country with a $10 trillion national debt? Yeah, we're better off than them in the first place. And investing 248 million rand into a fucking iPhone application is not helping this any further. Because what they're creating is a handful of billionaires. So my suggestion is this. My suggestion is that we reposition the pie. We stop looking at creating a handful of billionaires and we start creating an entire conference room of millionaires. Yeah? And we do it our way. Because it's our time, and it's our companies, and it's our ideas, and this is our place. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, fuck the American dream, fuck Silicon, and while we're at it, fuck the Cape, yeah? This is a South African problem, and we can solve it, and we can do amazing shit, and we can take control of the world. Boom!